Good afternoon to the citizens of St. Bernard Parish. Today is Friday, April 17th. Today what I would like to do, and we offer prayers every day for those who have lost their lives and the families who have lost loved ones and for people who are infected with this horrible disease. So what I thought I would do was have a little moment where everyone can say a prayer as you're watching this. So I'm going to give a moment of silence, if you will, so that everyone can say a prayer for all of those affected. All right, so now that we did that, I did that for 20 seconds. And the reason why I did it for 20 seconds, I tried to, in my own mind, to do 20 seconds, because we should be washing our hands for 20 seconds now, and that's one of the guidelines. So just remember, wash your hands as much as you can for 20 seconds. And every day when we say the prayer for everyone affected with this horrible disease, we can do that and be mindful of that 20-second hand wash at the same time. So with that said, let's get into our hospital update. Our hospital is doing great. We have 27 COVID patients, one less than yesterday. 27 patients. We have 13 COVID patients, one less than yesterday, and only one patient on a ventilator. So things are getting better, and those numbers will show next week in the number of cases that we're getting here in St. Bernard Parish. The total number of cases that were just reported from LDH was 404. So it does look like we have this downturn of this COVID-19 in St. Bernard Parish and all over our nation, really. And that's why President Trump yesterday came out with these guidelines for reopening our country. So we have been laser focused on that message and trying to learn as much as we can about this phase one of reopening. And from what I understand, we got a lot to learn, and our governor is going to be updating us with how he reconciles to that plan and what's the plan moving forward for Region 1, of which we are included with Orleans, Jefferson, and Plaquemine. You have to have a 7-day decline in cases in your state, all right? And for me, I look to St. Bernard Parish. The question that I have for our governor and for the medical advice from LDH is, does that mean every single day has to be a reduction? Or do we just need a reduction from the first day to the 14th day? And we talk about that all the time. You know, if I have 4 cases today and 5 cases tomorrow, does that mean my 14 days starts over? So it is my opinion that if we go from, 1 a day to 0 a day, and it's only, in 14 days, no matter what happens in between, if we have reduced the number of cases on a daily basis on that 14th day versus the first day, then I think we ought to be able to get into this phase one. And we're trying to learn a lot about what happens in phase one, and what we worried about, I shouldn't say worried about, what we want to make sure we're ready for is, what does that mean for our restaurants in phase one? We know what that's going to mean for our gyms. They basically are going to open, and they're going to have to live by all of the CDC guidelines and social distancing, which are the same today as they are in phase one, but you still will be able to go to a gym. Ballrooms will still be closed in phase one, so we're trying to learn about that one. And barbers and salons and massage parlors and tattoo parlors, we believe that they will be closed also, but we're not sure because they weren't specifically mentioned. My assumption is that they're going to have to follow all of the social distancing guidelines. How do you do that as a barber and a massage or a tattoo? I don't know. But we're trying to learn all of that. We're trying to do our part here in St. Bernard Parish. And I shouldn't say try. We are doing our part here in St. Bernard Parish. We have a few problems throughout our parish. We have 2 businesses that seem like they just won't cooperate. We get numerous calls day in and day out, night in and night out. We got one grocery store that we're going to visit today and let them know if they don't clean up their act and start controlling the social distancing guidelines in their place of business and outside of their business, that we're going to have a long discussion with them, and there will be consequences. We have another business that has had their lines are going into the highway and creating a dangerous situation for our citizens. We're going to be meeting with them today and ask them to control their lines and have another employee out in their parking lot. So Jeff McLean is doing a great job throughout our parish in doing that. Our sheriff's deputies are doing a great job in handling any problems that we may have with that. But as we go on and try to reopen our community, as you see these numbers flattening out, right, we have to make sure that we continue to do this. We have to put a full court press on now rather than relax. Just because things are going good doesn't mean we need to relax. We need to beat this thing, and we need to make sure that we stay on it. We need to double down on it. We need to put a full court press on it. We need to be more vigilant today than we were yesterday so that we can get there sooner rather than later. And I really appreciate the efforts of our citizens and what they're doing to accomplish that. I also want to talk about a few areas of parish government. Our animal control, just want to let everyone know that there is online adoption now. So go online, pick out your favorite pet, and if you want to adopt it, there is a way that you can do it online. So go to sbpg.net, go to the animal control, and you can find all of that information out there. Also, just want to let the citizens know that our people at Animal Control are only going on emergency calls. So, that would be a dog bite or a vicious dog roaming around a neighborhood, those kind of things. We're still going out on those calls, but those calls only. Our bus service is limited, as you know. We are serving around 75 customers a day, where before all this we were servicing around 300. So we want to let the community know that our employees have all of the PPE on. They have their gloves, they have their mask. We are disinfecting all of our buses every day, multiple times a day. So we're doing our part. We would ask our customers, the 75 that we are seeing every day, to make sure that you adhere to the social distancing guidelines when you get on the bus, because our bus drivers are doing their job and making sure we staying 6 feet apart as much as we can. Our water department, you can still go to the I call it the Water and Sewer Commission still and pay your bill. We're asking everyone to go online and make your payments online. It's very simple to set it up. You can make your payments online, and just remember, we're not turning anyone's water off during this period, but everyone will still be responsible for their bill. So if you're able to pay it, please pay it. And the best way to pay it is to go online and set that service up, and you won't have to worry about it again. So I want to thank our citizens for being understanding with that. I also want to talk about the hospital yesterday. We had a parade. Our sheriff and our fire chief set up a parade, and it was a great experience for Kim Keene and her staff at the Oxnard Hospital. She called me this morning and let me know that the corporate people were there. That was the largest parade in any one of their systems, and they've had plenty during this time. And St. Bernard really showed up and did a great job. So it really made our employees over there at the hospital feel appreciated. And it was a great experience for everyone. I want to thank our fire chief. I want to thank our sheriff for thinking of that and doing that, because those guys are on the front line too. So they know more than anybody how much our healthcare workers are doing over there and the heroic efforts that they are displaying at our hospital. And I said it yesterday, I want to say it again. We have one of the best hospitals in the metropolitan area. They are being singled out by the Oxnard system to do things at our hospital during this COVID that no other hospital is doing. And that's because of the staff that we have there. As a community, when all of this is over, we need to support our local hospital and show them that we are on their side. And now, with all of this going on, we know that we have a great hospital also that can take care of all of our medical needs. We're also going to start filming or showing today a video. It's a video that we were going to show at our CPRA meeting that was going to be in March that was canceled. And we think it's a video that's going to show people in the metropolitan area what St. Bernard is all about when you talk about the beautiful eastern St. Bernard Parish and what our commercial fishermen, what our recreational fishermen mean to this parish. So with that said, thank you, have a great weekend, and God bless.
We are not celebrated, but you've seen us in the news. Our biggest headlines came from unfortunate events. But that's not who we are. That's what helped build our character and faith. We are a passionate, hard-working coastal community. We work every day despite hardships and obstacles that are placed in front of us. We are resilient. We put food on your table and preserve our heritage. We are not known for who we are. We hope to be known for what we do. We are not celebrated, but we are incredible. And we do incredible things. We are a working coast. We gotta get it right.